Hi everyone. So we'll take the topic reintroduction of cheetahs in India, as we have seen the buzz around this cheetahs in India. So why so much importance was given for this cheetahs? So we'll see in everything in detail. So here majorly we'll see about cheetah and how and when this cheetah became extinct in India, the reintroduction of cheetah, why this initiative is so significant. So this is an important point. And what is the reintroduction action plan? Why? Why Kuno National Park was selected? Why is it only selected for introduction of cheetah? What are the reasons for it? And we'll see how this park was prepared, how the challenges were there, and how the measures taken, how government of India took the measures to address this challenge, and how did this park for cheetahs. Okay. So it's the fastest land animal. It's the fastest land animal. It is Africa, Asia. So they are many bites. So we have American pumas also, but because it's long ago, so they became extinct. These are the two types of cheetahs that were remaining in mind. So major remember from the exam point of perspective. So what is their habitat? What is their habitat? So they were open ecosystems. They were open ecosystems. So what type of open ecosystems? Arid and semi-arid regions, where we'll have dry grasslands, scrub forest. So we'll have an greater visibility and minimal and chances of encountering large predators. But the other large predators that survive on the cheetah, so which are the animals that hunt these cheetahs. So they were majorly leopards, tigers. They hunt these cheetahs. So, but as this is the fastest animal, they find it difficult to chase this and take as a predator, take as a food. But the leopards and tigers majorly take the cheetah's cubs. Okay, they hunt these cheetah's cubs. So now, tell me where we'll find in India, where we'll find these type of habitats. So dry grasslands, okay, and savanna. So where we'll have open land, where is it? It is in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. These are the areas where we'll find these, especially these type of ecosystem. The first and foremost thing that you have to remember, one is dry grasslands, and that is savanna grasslands, scrub forests. So also you can say where we'll find these type of things, where we'll have arid and semi-arid regions. So if it is a tropical rainy region, so we'll have a huge deciduous, the tropical forests, dry deciduous and the moist deciduous, they'll have huge trees. In that area is not good for it's not a habitat for cheetah. Okay. So now, as I told you, we have African cheetah mainly and Asian cheetah. So the key cheetah is a genetic variation. Genetic variation, it's brought under the mutation of this African cheetah. So the only thing here is it will have a darker white straps extending even from neck to tail. So this is a genetic mutation of the African cheetah. So we have majorly African and Asian. This king cheetah is genetic mutation of African. So these are vulnerable, whereas Asian cheetah is under critically endangered under the IUCN Red List. So these were around 6,000 to 7,500 animals were there in Africa, in many countries like Angola, Namibia, South Africa, Zambia. We'll find these African cheetahs, including this king cheetahs. Also, we'll find in Africa. They're also found in Africa, whereas Asian cheetahs are only available in central Iran. You can see them only in central Iran. The two around 30 cheetahs can be located around in central Iran. Okay, why we are reading this? Because we have to see why we reintroduced only African cheetah, why not Asian cheetah? From that perspective, when we have to observe, we should know the basic facts. This is under vulnerable, and this is critically endangered, and this is found in South Africa, Southern Africa, you can say Southern Africa majorly. So, and this is in central Iran. What happened to cheetahs in India? When they became extinct. So here in a Neolithic cave painting, so we'll find this cheetah and this Neolithic, how and when cheetah became extinct in India. So if you observe, so there is a Neolithic cave painting which shows the cheetah, and this painting visits Chaturbans. It is in Madhya Pradesh. So tell me, guys, what is another a cave which consists of these Neolithic paintings, and that is also in Madhya Pradesh? I'll ask you again. Tell me a cave, Neolithic cave, where we'll find the paintings, cave paintings. And that cave is also located in Madhya Pradesh, the major and the popular one, which is Bhimbetka caves. They're also in Madhya Pradesh, and they are UNESCO recognized World Heritage Site. It is a UNESCO recognized World Heritage Site. Next, so 1947, it is believed that by 1947, when Maharaja Ramanjan Pratap Singh Dio of Korea Princely Chhattisgarh, so he shot down the last recorded Asiatic cheetahs. At the time, we have Asiatic cheetahs. So by 1947, this incident took place. So they were disappeared in the wild. And then Government of India officially declared they were extinct by 1952. So what are the major reasons? What are the other major reasons for this cheetah's extinction other than the Raja killing the last three ones? Overhunting. See, overhunting, these British officers or the Rajas in the princely states, so they hunted these cheetahs. There are different reasons. One reason is to protect the cattle, and the other reason is it is considered as a pride that they killed the cheetah. They hunted down the cheetah, which is the fastest land animal. So they are the major reasons for the hunting. So the overhunting, and over a time, the prey base of this cheetahs also reduced. That is another reason. And the other reason, the grasslands are easy to convert them to agriculture. You can bring the grasslands into agriculture. Converting them is comparatively easy. So losing of these grasslands, which is their habitat, to agriculture is also the major reason. So because of these reasons, we lost our cheetahs. Cheetahs got extinct in India. So why now we are reintroducing the cheetahs. So we brought 8 African cheetahs, 3 males and 5 females. So how they were brought? From Namibia, they were brought to Jaipur on Boeing 747 plane, and then from there to Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. They brought in helicopter to this national park. And we have to remember, see why the significance? This is the first time in the world that a large carnivore is relocated from one continent to another. This is the major point. Okay. And now, as I told you earlier, the important question that could be from this topic is why we need this initiative. Do we have to continue such type of initiatives further? So this is an important question. And the second is why they selected the Kuno National Park. Why we need this initiative? What is the significance of it? First one, they want, see, historically we have the cheetahs in India, and there is some evolutionary balance. See, the ecosystem will be dependent or interdependent on one animal to the other animals. So if you take even the food pyramid, so the lower ones depends upon the higher ones, higher depends on the lower. So there is a link. So for that reason, to bring the same historical balance, the ecological balance in our environment, we want to introduce cheetah and to develop a meta population of this animal. What is meta population? Meta population is, see, we'll distribute the species, the same species in different places, and will help them to repopulate. We'll distribute the same species to other places and help them to repopulate, and somehow there will be a connection between these two species, as we are bringing them in the same species to the other place also. So that is here meta population. Now, this helps to revive the grasslands forests in India. The total ecosystems of grasslands will be developed. Why we need these grasslands and forest ecosystems? So if you observe, this climate change brought huge changes around this Rajasthan area. So many initiatives were taken to curb the desert moving forward, moving more into the country. So we are started growing grass around the borders of this desert. We are starting restarting this grasslands around this desert region. especially in the outer region of the desert. So to revive these grasslands and to scrub the deserts to further into the India, into the interland of India. So we started this. We need the grasslands. So the grasslands ecosystem can be totally revived by introduction of cheetah. So see, we already have an example. Ma'am, you can ask, ma'am, how is this possible? Just by introducing cheetah, how we can revive a grassland? For that reason, see, we have already seen the Project Tiger. National Tiger Conservation Authority have took serious measures to protect the tigers. So that is Project Tiger. So what is this Project Tiger? What happened? See, we increased the tigers to 2967. In the present, we have 2967 tigers in India. Because of these tigers, we have to conserve 250 water bodies in 52 tiger reserves of India. See, it's pretty clear. We want to see this large carnivores. Why it is difficult to move or relocate a large carnivores especially? Because they need huge space. Their habitat is needed very large area to hunt. Second, when we are protecting an area, now we have to provide them passing from one area to the other area. We have to provide the pathways also. We have to protect them. For them to feed on other animals, we have to protect the other animals also. And to provide water for them, we have to provide water bodies. We have to protect that water bodies. So what is happening here? We are protecting the forest, the vegetation, we are protecting the fauna, we are protecting the water bodies in that region. So we are protecting the whole ecosystem. So that is how we revive the tigers ecosystem, and also deer lions, the Asiatic lions, deer lions. So we also protecting these regions. So if we observe, the conservations of tigers and lions have helped for the development of. So hopefully this cheetah project also will have a similar impact. So what is the significance of it? Why we are using this 90 crores to bring the cheetah back to our country? So majorly it helps us to revive the grasslands and this forest ecosystem. So see, simply saying a statement doesn't help us. We have to provide an example. When we provide an example, it will give substantiate. It is supporting that argument. Simply saying it is reviving grassland doesn't help. Or simply it will help to revive an ecosystem is not helpful. So we have to provide examples. Then you are going to give this example, that is Project Tiger. Okay. And we're also taking an initiative that we are going to conservation of this animal globally. So the reintroduction of cheetah in India. The Wildlife Institute of India, its capital is at Dehradun. It has prepared this plan with a budget of 260 crores 7 years ago. It was prepared 7 years ago. So under this plan, 50 cheetahs will be introduced in different national parks in the country in the span of 5 years. But at the time, what happened? The Supreme Court rejected this relocation and giving this budget amount also. So Supreme Court rejected the relocating the other countries to India. So here, India also received 20 African cheetahs this year. This is over a span of 5 years. This year, India is receiving 20 African cheetahs, 8 from Namibia and 12 from South Africa. We got permission from Namibian government, but we yet to get the permission from South African government. South Africa has a huge number of, the highest number of cheetahs were with African cheetahs were with South Africa. So the ministry, the environmental ministry, is coordinating with National Tiger Conservation Authority and Wildlife Institute of India. So what is here National Tiger Conservation Authority? Under Wildlife Protection Act. Under Wildlife Protection Act, so they formed this National Tiger Conservation Authority in 2005. So because of this body, now we have these many tigers in India, 2967. Now, so what is this Wildlife Institute of India? It is an autonomous body under Ministry of Environment and Forest. It is an autonomous body. So what is the work of this institute? it is majorly to conduct an academic research on this wildlife and also giving training regarding that. So, Ministry of Environment and Forest plus National Tiger Conservation Authority plus Wildlife Institute of India, So all these took measures to bring back the cheetah in. Okay, as we have seen. So this we want to bring 20. Initially we want to bring 20. So we got 8 from Namibia, 12 from South Africa, 8 to receive. So to where we are getting them? Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. And see, the capacity of this Kuno National Park, as estimated, it will carry around 21 cheetahs. They are expecting that over a time it will handle 36. So are these type of cheetahs or relocation, will they survive in a different location, different area, different ecosystem? So that is, it is possible because there are already similar relocation programs in South Africa, Malawi and Mozambique have already seen this relocation program. See, could it share a space with Asiatic lions? Yes. That is an yes from the government side. We have to see how they are going to turn out. Now, how this relocation action plan took place. In the Namibia, initially, they were almost around 4 to 6 years. These cheetahs ages of 4 to 6 years, they were brought in a confined area. In Namibia, they were brought in a confined area. So they were observed whether they have any diseases or whether any other issues with those animals, health issues. So they were checked, they were vaccinated, and they were observed for more than a month in Namibia. And after that, they were moved to India. So when they came to India, what are they going to do? So they will be placed in a quarantine enclosures, 50 to 30 meters wide quarantine enclosures under observation. Still, we have to see how these are going to habitate or how they are going to adjust in our places, and especially in the quarantine, we want to recheck for any diseases that these animals are carrying. And second, what they'll do, they will move these animals into a much bigger area. Here, if you observe, so they were here to much bigger area. So more than 6 square kilometers. So here we'll see them for the months to come. So they were divided into 9 parts. So where we'll see how they were hunting, how they were adjusting to the environment. So that is, do they have any other pressures? So that we'll see in the second step. And after that, they will be released in a much larger area. Okay. So as I told, it's a 90 crore budget over 5 years. As I raised the question earlier, why African cheetahs, not the Asian cheetahs? See, African cheetahs are definitely close to Asian cheetahs are definitely close to our environment. There are high chances of them to survive in Indian subcontinent. But as we discussed, so they were only available in central Iran. That is also under 50. That is one reason. And the second, see, there are chances that this African cheetahs and the Indian cheetahs, their genetic difference is very small. And the habitat or the animals that were as a prey, the prey animals in both the continents are almost similar. So the ecological functions are also same. So that is the reason. One is genetically the difference is less, and the ecological functions are same. The prey is also almost similar. So for that reason, there are high chances of surviving this African cheetahs in wild. Next, see here we have this Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. We'll see this. What is Kuno National Park, where it is located and everything. So this Kuno National Park, there's a river Kuno, which is a tributary of the river Chambal. It's a tributary of river Chambal. So which goes across this national park. The first point. That's where this got the name Kuno. Next one. See, as we discussed, what type of land that the cheetahs need? What type of land the cheetahs need? Grasslands. So, if you observe this area, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, all these areas, if you observe, so this is arid and semi-arid region where we'll find this grasslands. So where we have this Kuno National Park, it is in Madhya Pradesh. In 1981, it is a wildlife sanctuary. In 2018, it changed to a status to national park. Why? Why it was changed to status to national park? What is the difference between a wildlife sanctuary and a national park? Wildlife sanctuary is the one where it is majorly used to protect a particular species of animals. Particular species of animals. It could be birds, it could be any animals, or it could be insects, any type of any species of wildlife. For the protection of it was established for the protection of wildlife. Major point. And coming to a national park, then the national park will protect the vegetation, that is the plants and the fauna. Both the plants, the flora and fauna of the region were protected under national park. In fact, any historical objects or any historical monuments located in this area are also protected. Okay, it means almost they're trying to protect the whole ecosystem. So, and whereas biosphere reserve, it's not only plants, animals, or if any tribal people located in these areas, total ecosystem in and out of this ecosystem, even the periphery regions, even the buffer zones around this forest region were protected under biosphere reserve. See, a wildlife sanctuary can be a part of biosphere reserve. A national park can be a part of biosphere reserve. Biosphere reserve is much bigger one. Okay, so we'll see later, right? When I'm explaining why we shifted the cheetah to Kuno National Park, then we'll understand why it was changed the name to status to from wildlife sanctuary to national park. I'll explain this point. For now, you have to understand it's a what is wildlife sanctuary? Protection of wildlife. Animals, could be animals, birds, or insects. National park, plants, that is the flora and the fauna and the total ecosystem of the region was protected under national parks. So what type of forest we'll find here? Dry deciduous forest, scrubby forest, and grasslands are found in this region. So as I told you, the Kuno River is a major tributary of Chambal River. So what type of vegetation? Dry savanna grasslands and tropical riverine forest. So the other important animals that were there already existed in this Kuno National Park: Indian leopard, jungle cattle, sloth bear, dhole, Indian wolf, golden jackal, striped hyena, Bengal fox. It is important for us to remember these animals' names. Why? Because so they can ask us the question what are the other animals which are the following were majorly found in this national park. So we have to remember them. Next, why? Why Kuno National Park is selected for this program? First, because of its habitat. As we have discussed many times, this region has semi-arid grasslands, which were stretched across Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, fine. The first point was met because of its habitat. What was the second one? It is important because it was already prepared for the reintroduction of program of Asiatic lions. See, the Gir National Park, it consists of many Asiatic lions. So the government of India thought they want to relocate, they want to distribute these lions to other national parks. So they considered almost 6 sites. They considered almost 6 sites to relocate these Asiatic lions. So one of them was Kuno. So both the lions and cheetah can share the same habitat. The important point is the Kuno National Park is already prepared for Asiatic lions. As this both Asiatic lions and cheetahs both share the same habitat, it will be easy for us to introduce them in Kuno. Now we'll see what are the challenges that were there for the cheetah to be reintroduced in this Kuno National Park, and how the government of India and the Madhya Pradesh state, how they took measures to protect to preserve this ecosystem. We'll see that. So we'll see what are the challenges. At the same time, we'll see what are the measures taken, both. So here, reducing the anthropologic pressures, that is human and animal conflict. We have to avoid human and animal conflict. That is a huge problem existing, especially outskirts of these parks and wildlife sanctuaries. So that what Madhya Pradesh government did, it had already relocated 24 to 25 villages. Relocated 24 to 25 villages, just one was left out. So, which were there in this national park. When they did this relocation of villages, when they were preparing the park for the introduction of Asiatic lions. Now, as I told you, what is the wildlife sanctuary? Protection of wildlife. National park, it will take care of the plants, it will take care of the animals, the tribals living there, the total ecosystem will be taken care. So that is the reason why when this Madhya Pradesh Forest Department has relocated the people and started protecting the area and monitoring it closely, then it was declared as national park. Now you got why it was declared as national park. Next, what is the major challenge? Human and animal conflict. How they addressed it? Because already 24 out of the 25 villages was already relocated. In that way, we can avoid human-animal conflict. Second is prey augmentation for the cheetah. As I told you, it was already prepared for Asiatic lions. So, because of declaring it as a national park, there was a recovery in the habitat and prey abundance as it was national park. Since when we made it a national park in 2018, there was prey abundance in this region. And we also have a healthy population of cheetahs, sambar, nilgai, wild pigs. See, sambar and there was deer, okay, chinkara, cattle. So there was this population. These are the prey for cheetah. These are prey for cheetah. So they were in a healthy amount in this park. So the leopard and striped hyena are the only larger carnivores which can compete for the prey with this cheetah. Are you getting what I'm trying to say here? Along with the cheetah, leopard and the striped hyena will also hunt on these animals. So they were the other carnivores living in that region. There is a single tiger in this region, and that was moved to Ranthambore. Where is this Ranthambore? It is in Rajasthan. So the single tiger was moved to Ranthambore, Rajasthan in 2020. So what are the other carnivores that cheetah has to share the habitat? They were majorly leopard and the striped hyena. While Kuno itself is having a healthy prey base, as I told you earlier, it is having a prey in a healthy amount. Okay? But still, 700 more such herbivores was introduced into this area. 700 more animals were introduced into this area just to help the cheetah to survive in this region. Okay. So the rainfall levels, the temperatures, the altitude conditions in Kuno were similar to the conditions in both South Africa and Namibia. So what we have, I'll repeat the points again. So there is human and animal conflicts. How we addressed it? We relocated the villages. Next, what is it? Prey augmentation. They need a prey. So for that, what they did? As it was declared as a national park, there was a prey abundance. That is one. And second, so there was a healthy population of all these things, and also government introduced 7 more herbivores into this region. Okay, that is point. And a tiger was translocated to Ranthambore. So the other carnivores that Indian cheetah has to share the habitat with Indian leopard and also stripes. So as we also know, so this is a Kuno National Park. So here we have Madhya National Park. Here we have Panna National Park. Here we have Banwar National Park, Tiger Reserve. So here, as I told you, in the Rajasthan side, northwestern side, we have Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. So it is having pathways, you can move. So this is also helps further, as it was connected, this also helps for the conservation of cheetah. That is why Kuno National Park was selected, and that is how, so we have seen how the challenges and the measures taken. Government, not only that, it also uses tracking methods. The neck collars were given to the cheetahs, and they were closely monitored, and they also appointed ex-army staff, and they're giving them training to protect these cheetahs, especially from poaching. Okay. Okay, guys. So I want you to understand here the major question that could possibly is, um, so this is about this topic. So what question can be expected from this point from main perspective? How this program is significant to regenerate the ecosystems? Why only Kuno National Park was selected for this program? So what are the measures are taken to address the challenges in this Kuno National Park? Okay, so this could be the probable questions. Okay, thank you guys.